Welcome to Packaged Opinions. My name is Garrett King,
I'm Ashley Ornelas.
and this is our fourth episode. We continue to chip away at this, and I feel like each one's getting better. The purpose of this show is for the both of us to become better business analysts, strategists, and marketers, and to share some of the things that we're learning in our own journey with you so that you could do the same. Ashley, anything you would add?
No, I think you nailed it.
All
What are we
right,
talking
Garrett.
about today?
Well, today, my business topic is that I want to talk about running shoes. I got some Nike things to talk about, and I got some Puma things to talk about. But I also want to do a little bit of grandstanding about where I am right now and what I've been able to up to the last couple of days. What do you want to talk about today?
Today, I am covering Amazon AI betas. So, what Amazon's up to in the world of AI.
Okay. I think yours is probably going to be more productive for people. Like, I think they'll get more value out of it, but mine's probably going to be more fun.
Definitely more fun.
Okay. All right. So first off, where are you today? Are you in Denver?
I'm in Denver.
Tell me about Denver
Where are
right now.
you?
What's up with Denver?
Ooh, so Denver's been bipolar per usual. It was like on Saturday, it was 80 degrees. We were all out in the park having a great time. And then Sunday, we woke up to snow. This morning, it was sunny and beautiful. Now it's overcast and windy. So, it's just Denver being Denver.
It strikes me as like one of those things like old Southern grandmas are like, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. You know, that whole
And
thing?
it changes. Yeah, it's
There you
exactly
go.
that. It's
Okay.
exactly that. Yeah, where are you?
I'm in New York City. I love New York City. Let me just say some things. I'm staying at a hotel that I love. I'm at the Standard, like the Highline one, not the East Village one. I love this hotel. Meatpacking district is not the same thing that it once was. It's changed a lot, but I still think this is great. I think the design of the hotel is awesome. It smells so good. Whatever their fragrance is, whoever they work with to get the air fresheners in this hotel right, 10 out of 10. It's crazy. You step into your hotel room and you're like,
collection.
oh my God, this is remarkable.
I love that.
Yeah, I've had a couple of new experiences. Number one, I've gotten the opportunity to learn what it's like to commute to work on the New York Waterway ferry.
Love it.
I tell you, okay, so this is the biggest reverse commute I've ever had. I took the ferry at 7:30 in the morning the other day from 39th Street in Manhattan to Weehawken, New Jersey. There was not a single other person other than the staff on that boat. I had the entire ferry to myself.
That's so wild.
I know, in a city this big with this many people going to and from, to be the only person.
Yeah. Do you take the ferry a lot in Seattle?
You do, not for business, at least for me,
No.
because I live in the
Yeah.
city, but for leisure, like if you want to go out to Bainbridge Island or,
Right.
what would another one be? Polsbo? Yeah. Some of the, like there are certain hikes or like small towns out on one of the islands that it makes more sense to take a ferry on. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first time I took a ferry. I mean, I used to take them in San Francisco, but I remember the first time I took a ferry in Seattle, and it was the first time I ever saw cars driving on a ferry. And
What'd you
I was
make of
losing
that?
my mind. I didn't know it was possible.
You could do it. I mean, you
It's
just
wild.
pull right in, and the gangster move is don't wait in the car. Like go sit upstairs, go hang out on the
Yeah.
deck, and then go back down to when it's time to get in your car.
Mhm.
Let's see, other New York City things. Meetings were good. It's been super productive. I also have had a couple of really, really good meals. I got to eat at a very swanky place called the Crane Club next to Chelsea Market.
Yeah.
It was very neat. But nearer and dearer to my heart is that I had some tremendous pizza. I had 3 big square slices last night at one of my favorite places, and then I decided to get a 4th at a different place on the way back to my hotel just for dessert. That's been good. It's too much, dude. You can eat so well here. I love it. So
Yeah. You and your food adventures, I imagine.
I know. Yep. It's nice to do the fancy stuff. It's also nice to do the hole in the wall stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's talk a little business. I want to do this. You want me to hit the Nike and the Puma thing first?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, very good. I want to talk about the running shoe market. I think there's a couple of really interesting things happening right now. I say running shoes, 2 of the big like athletic footwear brands. Let's talk about Nike first. These guys have been through a ton of change over the last couple of years. They have really taken a hit in their stock price, and they ousted their CEO and brought in a new one as a result. The new guy is named Elliot Hill. He joined back in October, and in December, they revealed a strategy, what they called Win Now. And it was like, it's the turnaround plan. Like, what is Nike going to do to restore investor confidence and get their business back on the right track? I thought it was really interesting because they clearly outlined the things that they prioritized. So let me hit them real quick. They were focused on what they called 5 fields, 3 countries, and 5 cities. The 5 fields that they focused on are they want to win in running, basketball, football, training, and sportswear. My guess is like athleisure, The three countries that they identified were must win above all else were US, no surprise, China, also
Mm-mm.
no surprise, and the United Kingdom. That was the one that, you know, maybe surprised me a little bit just given population size. And then the five cities that they focused on were New York, Los Angeles, London, Beijing, and Shanghai. No surprise on any of those. There were a couple of things that they also said that they wanted to prioritize that I thought were super interesting. Number one, restoring their sales org. And one of the quotes in the article said, partnering with Nike must feel like a world class experience. And I thought that was really cool because one of the reasons that it seems like they got themselves into trouble, or some of the trouble that they created for themselves, were that they basically did the opposite, in that they focused super heavy on direct to consumer and really owning as much of their transactions as they possibly could via
Mm-mm.
Nike.com, the sneakers app, etc. And what they did is they really scaled back their level of partnerships and the amount of shoes that they would sell to retailers like Foot Locker or Dick's Sporting Goods or what have you. So like they kind of in some ways turned their back on their biggest retail partners to go it alone, and it didn't work quite well for them. So that was one thing. We got to get back to having a sales force that it's really good to work with. So it seems like they're going to prioritize their retailer partners now. Let's see what happens for them. I want to continue to watch this one.
I mean, they need
Next,
cheerleaders.
I totally agree. Another one. He's also pushing his people to look for more opportunities to innovate in apparel, and Skims, I think, is a perfect example. One of the other downsides, or like other negative drivers that I saw, is an over reliance on the classics. Air Force Ones, Dunks, Nike Cortez, etc. They made so many colorways and iterations of like a few core shoes, including Jordan. They may have taken their eye off the ball in a number of these places, and I think running is a good example. Look how good or how big brands like Hoka and On have gotten over the last 5 years. Like, where was Nike during all of this?
Yeah.
They took their eye off of it. Go on.
Was it a matter of them taking their eye off the ball, or did they, and I actually don't know this, but I feel like I read this somewhere. I could be making this up, but I feel like I had heard somewhere that they discontinued a lot of like, they went through like a huge SKU rack and discontinued a lot of like the old school shoes that people were super attached to. And so they lost a huge clientele at that point and then realized they did something wrong and had to bring them back. Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't. It's very possible
Okay.
that they did. Like, Lord knows they went through so many different iterations of like new colors of the silhouettes that they were getting a
Hmm.
ton of traction out of. What I don't know is did they discontinue other things in order to make that happen? I have no clue.
Mm. Okay. Also, next question. As they're leaning into like the classics and we think they over relied on the classics, do you think they just did it too soon? And like now, again, everything old is new. And are they coming back in style?
Well, it's very possible. To me, it seems like, I don't know, I'm gonna really, let me try. The trend cycle, they may have sat on a few shoes for too long. Like let's go over to Adidas as an example. I'm here in New York. I was with a friend the other night who I consider to be super stylish. One of the things she told me is she was like, Sambas have kind of come and gone. There's other silhouettes that are very similar to that low profile Adidas look that are more in trend right now, like the Gazelle. Like Sporty and Rich just did a really cool partnership. She was actually wearing them, like these Cabernet colored Adidas Gazelles, I think. So I don't know that answer, but it felt like Nike Dunks and Air Force Ones and Jordans were everywhere for a couple of years, like 2022 to 2024, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It also appears that we're starting to see some of this in their numbers. Their latest quarterly filing, you know how I'm talking about this whole transition of, we went a little too far towards digital and owning our own transactions. We feel like we pulled back a little bit from retail. Listen to how their splits look. Their digital business in the last quarter was down 15% year over year. Their Nike stores business in the last quarter was only down 2%. Both are declines. Like, they're not good. Those aren't business results that you want. But it does appear that they're starting to see at least some level of traction in their physical stores business. And I think part of the reason is they've cut price promotion online as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's see what's going to happen here. Their stock is down, when I pulled the data, down 7% year to date and down 27% in the latest 52. So that was obviously before all the tariff shenanigans. Used that as like a comp. Let's see if it's any good. The sense that I get, like my general take here is, Wall Street seems to believe in the new CEO, but they're treating this kind of cautiously. One of the analysts said it's going to take time for the bull thesis of Nike to play out, but that they think it's going to work. I kind of tend to believe that. Amazing brand equity with that brand, but I think it's going to be bumpy. And what we've seen out of tariffs in the global marketplace right now, that ain't going to change that anytime soon. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, tariffs are going to be a tough one for them. I mean, I believe in them. I think if any brand can do it, they can do it. To your point, like they have a huge following, huge recognition. They were once on the top. They are iconic. So I do believe in them. I do think they'll come back, but they are up against some pretty big hurdles right now.
Yeah. Hey, one last thing I want to hit on Nike before we move on. Their new ad campaign, this whole tagline of like, you can't win, so win. I just sent you a couple of samples of what those banner ads look like. I don't get this ad campaign at all. This totally does not click for me. I don't understand the language. Maybe it's conceptually like, even in the face of really difficult odds or that are stacked against you, succeed or find a way. And I think that's a great message. I just think the actual language that they've used doesn't make sense at all. I think it falls very flat.
Doesn't resonate to me at all. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Strange.
Yep. Can we talk about an ad campaign that I do really like?
Let's do it.
Okay, Puma, like a competitor to Nike in the running space. Did you see who they got to record a seminal early 2000s rap hit for one of their campaigns?
I didn't know.
Okay, do you remember Afro Man's "Because I Got High"? They got Afro Man to come
Um,
back and record a new version of "Because I Got High" that's all about running.
Stop.
Swear.
That's genius.
Yeah, swear. So basically, like they've changed the lyrics somewhat, but it's a lot about like the runner's high.
Yeah.
And whereas Nike seems to be going in this direction of you can't win, so win, that's like competitive and aggressive. And yeah, I think competitive is the right word. Puma appears to be going in literally the polar opposite direction, which is talking about how fun it is to run and how good it feels to, have the runner's high. I think they're coming back. Like, I'll lay my cards on the table. Their global VP of marketing is quoted as saying, "We truly believe that by being your true self, listening to yourself, listening to your own belief and who you are, it leads to excellence and greatness." And then he said, "And everything we do now and how we communicate is based on this belief." So the campaign, all when you tie it all together, it's all called Go Wild. And the type of people that they are trying to reach, think about how different this is from that Nike strategy we just talked about, is inspiring self-expressors and convivial belongs. Those are the names of the audiences that they're really going after.
Yeah, so Gen Z is who they want to go after.
Run club people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
run
got it,
club
right?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah.
think? I know you haven't seen the ad, but like this is literally the opposite angle, and I love it.
I mean, I love it. If I have to pick between the two, like Nike's ad or Puma's ad, I'm leaning into Puma all day. I'm not a runner, but you got me for sure, just with the campaign alone.
It's got character. I think last thing I'll say about them is like one other quote. At its essence, Puma is joyful. I buy that. I think
Yeah.
Usain Bolt, the sprinter, he always wore Puma. He always struck me as very joyful in his approach. You know what I mean? He's a big, bombastic, celebratory dude. I mean, look, we've clearly seen a couple of other players, Hoka, On, etc., carve out meaningful share in the running market. I don't know if how big Puma is going to be able to get, but this is a nice campaign. I like where they're coming from.
Yeah, I do too. And quite honestly, running's boring. So, like, something's got to be fun about it.
As a runner, I take offense to this, but
You
I
should.
understand that many people feel this way. Like you're not alone.
Yeah, I know. But you need something upbeat. Music, campaigns, all of the things. So,
And for what it's worth, I'm gonna check out some Pumas when I get to buy another pair of trainers. Okay, will you tell me some Amazon stuff?
okay. Yeah, let's talk Amazon. Amazon's doing some cool stuff. I think in last week we talked a little bit about AI, right? And that's been the buzz forever now, but continued to be a really big topic of conversation at Shop Talk. And we were talking about bringing forward like how companies are using AI and what they're up to. So Amazon is doing some cool stuff with AI right now. No surprise, they've been at the forefront of AI for a while, but it's typically been in the background, so what you cannot see. So think probably in their inventory systems and their algorithms, etc. Now they're bringing it to the forefront. It's definitely in the front of the customer and more used to enhance the shopper experience. So they're doing three things right now with AI. Number one is called interests, which we'll talk about, but it's essentially you're telling Amazon everything that you like. Two, Rufus, which you've heard a little bit about. They launched Rufus last year, but that's really about helping you educate yourself. So comparing products or finding something new. And then the last one is Buy For Me. This one's really interesting and I'm excited to talk to you about it because I think it's really controversial. But this is essentially Amazon's just buying products for you anywhere, not just on an Amazon website. So we'll start with number one, which is interests. So they launched this maybe a couple months ago. It's on their app only. And essentially what it does is you can log into your profile, you click interest, and you can type in exactly what it is that you're looking for. And you can type in as much as you want. So you can type in a whole paragraph if you want to. But you can say something like, I don't know, I'm looking for mid-century modern furniture with a color scheme of green and yellow with a price point of under $200. That's like one interest of yours. Another interest could be pickleball, tire, accessories for ages, I don't know, X to Y, whatever. That's another interest. And what it does is it takes what you are interested in, uses an LLM model to then crunch it together and make it simple for their algorithm to read, which then gives you a better product selection. So it essentially takes out all the noise of Amazon and gives you exactly what it is that you're looking for. And then it'll also ping you when new products show up that are related to your interests, when anything's on promotion or back in stock. It essentially just knows you what you're looking for and will just make your shopping journey easier. So that one's kind of cool.
Whoa.
Hello?
So you just give it some signals on the things that you like and don't like, and it uses that to influence what your search results are and what it shows you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for you, running shoes.
Yeah. This is so fascinating. I remember when you and I were working on how some of these retailer search algorithms differ,
Yeah.
and we were thinking about personalization more.
Mhm.
What I didn't think about is what it's like to purposefully personalize it, not just based on your shopping behavior. Like you actually tell it, I want you to show me more natural products,
Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mhm.
Whoa.
It essentially does shopping for you, which is
Yeah.
kind of nice. And then it's also Amazon's genius way of taking more of your data. Like it knows exactly what you're looking for, what you're clicking on, what you're dismissing, what you're buying, obviously. But all related to this long language that you gave them. So you're giving them more and more details about yourself, which is good for them.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you. I think one of the coolest use cases for this is in grocery.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because if they've got their LLM hooked up to recipes, what a cool thing it would be to be able to collapse the time from like, hey, can you come up with 3 healthy dinners for a family of 4? And we don't really like goat cheese or shallots. I don't know. And then it comes with recipes and would you like me to add it to your cart? That could make the grocery shopping experience so easy.
Yeah. Do you use ChatGPT for that? I do.
Wait,
Do you?
for grocery shopping? Coach me.
So right now I have macros that I have to hit. So I will put in to ChatGPT the macros I'm trying to hit, all the things that I want to eat and I can't eat for dietary restriction purposes. And I ask it to make me a meal plan for the week and a grocery list
And it does that.
in seconds.
And it's good?
So good.
How are the recipes?
They're great. And I
That is
even say
remarkable.
use the same items multiple times throughout the week. It's phenomenal.
Ashley, that is one of the cooler like AI prompts I've heard in a long time. That's really useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's very cool. Okay.
Anyways, give it a try. So, yes, you're right for grocery. No one's plugged into it yet. Like, I'm surprised no one's plugged into it yet. To your point, it doesn't just add to a cart. It'll give me a list, but it won't just automatically add everything to a cart. I think that will be the turning point for making it truly useful.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I could see Amazon doing it. I could see Walmart doing it. I could also see a platform like Instacart or DoorDash doing it. It'll happen sooner rather than later. I guess that's my point. So that's very cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, that's super cool.
I'm curious about adoption though. Like, it feels like a lot of work. Like, it feels like it'll make your shopping experience better, but like upfront, laying out all of your interests seems like more work than I want to give it.
You kind of nailed like the promise of these LLMs. Like the better your query and your prompt is, and the better you get at help, like ChatGPT's case, building its memory, the better answers you're going to get. Good inputs, good
Yeah.
outputs. And I bet you're right. There's probably going to be some people that are too lazy to, or just don't have the time to dial it in, right? But for those that do, that sounds really useful.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, the second one, Rufus. So Rufus shows up on both desktop and mobile, and it's essentially designed to ask it questions. So, what is the best coffee machine that I should purchase between drip and an automatic coffee maker? It'll essentially take all the information off of PDPs, it scours the internet, it does all these things, and makes a recommendation for you. So it'll give you a whole product list, or the differences between two products, or it'll help you learn about different things that you need to know in that category. It's essentially an easier way to just do your research, which I think is pretty neat.
Are you using it very much?
No.
How come? I'm
So
not.
for me, like Amazon, most of Amazon things, I think accuracy is a challenge for them. And like any AI model, I won't even say it's just Amazon, any AI model, it has to learn and it doesn't know the context, right? So when it's taking information from ratings and reviews or the internet, it could be, that someone says this toy doesn't come with batteries and it's going to put it in a category that is not battery operated, for example, even though it is battery operated. So there's still a lot of learning for it to do. I think it will be super useful at some point in time, but I think there's also a possibility for it to kind of take you down the wrong path at the moment.
Can I talk
So
about 2018 for a minute?
we're going back in time. Yeah, let's do
Yeah, I
it.
want to go back in time for a minute. I
Okay.
remember when I moved to Seattle and I was taking over the Amazon business, and one of the big bugaboos that we were hearing people like Scott Galloway and folks who are really knowledgeable about the industry talking
Mhm.
about voice, i.e., Alexa, was going to be a major detractor for large established brands. And the reason he said is like, if you just ask Alexa, let's use your example, hey, add batteries to my shopping list, it would be perfectly viable for the algorithm to tilt slightly in the direction of Amazon Basics batteries rather than Duracell. So
Mm.
his stance was that voice was going to be really problematic for big established brands because how much of a competitive advantage is there versus for between Duracell and an Amazon Basics battery, that I don't know. It never really materialized. Like I think it's almost 6, 7 years later, and like shopping via Alexa is probably still a pretty small part of their sales, I would wager. Is that fair?
It's pretty small. I will say it's getting bigger. Like
Okay.
with the ability to purchase off of Prime and TV and things like that, it's getting bigger. But
Okay.
yes, still very small.
Good to know. So it's growing. Cool. It strikes me as maybe this is the same potential like existential threat to big brands like voice felt like back in 2018. And let's see if it actually materializes because let's use batteries again. If you ask Rufus, hey, I need AA batteries, and it serves you one listing instead of a few listings, what if it's store brand? It just feels like that whole thing all over again. And like, who knows what's going to happen, but it's so interesting.
It is really interesting. I think Amazon has learned that their tools aren't useful if they're using it in their favor. So I haven't seen a case yet where they have said like their brand is the best option. They might say like this is our brand and this is an option, but then there's always few more that come with it. I think this could be really cool if it evolves into something bigger where you say, I'm planning a children's birthday party and I want you to gather everything that I need to have a birthday party for a boy who's turning 5 and loves dinosaurs. I don't know. And then they just put a whole bunch of stuff in your cart and you can filter through with like what it is you want to buy and not buy. But it's literally every single thing that you need to successfully have a birthday party.
Now that's super cool. What an interesting application. Because how frustrating would that be to I gotta find balloons, I gotta find streamers, I gotta get wrapping paper, etc. to just make it happen.
Yeah. Like I'm planning a bachelorette party. I'm like, can Amazon just figure this out already?
Where are you
Like,
going?
I'm staying in Denver, but it's like Western themed and which is strange.
Yeah, you're
Not
loving that,
strange, but
aren't
just
you?
different. It's different. And so I'm like, searching like Western balloons and like Western whatever and Western this
Sure.
and Western that instead of just saying like, I'm throwing a bachelorette party in Colorado in the mountains with a Western theme. Give me everything I need.
At the pace of change, it won't be long, but probably not soon enough for you to plan your bachelor party.
Definitely not. But on this topic, Walmart's doing something similar. Have you heard about it yet?
What's it called? Is Wally the name?
I don't actually know the name. I just know that they're doing something similar.
I think it's called Wally. More of these retailers are going to figure that out, whether it's building their own tech or licensing somebody else's. I think it's coming.
I do too. And I think it's going to force this shift in shopping behavior, quite honestly.
It makes me wonder. Let me ask you this. What does this do to search? Like, what
It
happens?
essentially goes away.
This discipline that has been built for people all over the world for the last 10 years on how to rank higher and when you want to show up and where. This seems like it undermines a lot of that.
I don't think it goes away soon, but I think it has the potential to go away. I think if these AI experiences become elite, for lack of better words, and they give you what you're looking for and they're easy and they're quick and all the things, it'll definitely eliminate single word search. Okay, the last one. This one's the most fun. I don't know why I think this is so fun, but I do. Buy for me. So Amazon now is letting D2C brands show up in search. And if you want to purchase from a DTC brand, you can just press buy for me. And the algorithm and the AI in the background essentially purchases the product from the DTC website as if it was you without any other clicks in between. It essentially just eliminates the monotonous journey of clicking, searching, finding, purchasing. It's just Amazon just says like, oh, you want this product from a D2C website? Okay, cool. I'm going to buy it for you. Buy it. And that's it. You get an email from the D2C website saying like your purchase is confirmed, and that's it. It's done. Thoughts?
Let me just make sure I understand. Do you still conduct the transaction?
No. You just click a button that says I want to buy this, and Amazon does it as if they were you.
So it seems like it's the next iteration of Buy with Prime.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a even more seamless way than Buy with Prime.
Yes, agree. But I think what's most interesting about it is like you're not purchasing a product from Amazon or from Amazon's website. You're purchasing a product from a D2C or smaller brand who may or may not even sell product through Amazon.
Any number of D2C brands that may or may not have a relationship with Amazon, may not have product in their warehouses, may not be on their marketplace, but it's seamless.
It's seamless. So then the question becomes, why does Amazon want to do this? Why are they letting you purchase a product that they don't get credit for one? They get no commission off of. They get no data from. Like, what is the benefit for them? So here it is. There's two benefits. One is they are competing with Shopify and TikTok, essentially, right? Like they've been losing market share to those two places. Those two platforms have been growing pretty significantly. If Amazon can offer products from a D2C website and offer literally any product out there in the world, they become the destination for search. You never have to leave an Amazon platform ever to find anything that you want to find. So they become the number one search engine, which is what their goal has been for a long time. Fascinating.
That's wild, Ashley.
Isn't that
So in
wild?
theory, yeah, you would, rather than looking up, I don't know, making it up, Boy Smells candles, you would just search for it on Amazon, and Boy Smells brand candles would show up whether it's merchandised on Amazon or not. Is that accurate?
Mhm.
So they're going to not only sell the things that they sell, but they will aggregate other listings across the internet that they think might be relevant for you. Wow. So in addition to Amazon third-party sellers and Amazon first-party vendors, the rest of the internet basically becomes an Amazon seller without ever shipping FBA or anything like that. Huh. Yeah, it seems like it
Okay.
could get very big.
So here's the trade-off though, because they have to make money, right? At some point, they're going to have to monetize it. The one, they can start selling ads, selling placements, whatever from all these D2C, right? Makes sense. And then two, I think it makes their ad business that much more desirable. You have ultimate reach, right? These D2C players don't have to necessarily sell through you, but they get benefit from you. So they're more likely to spend with you from an ad perspective. So their ad business just becomes bigger and bigger. So not only do they become like the largest search engine, but their ad business is just unstoppable.
The ads one is a really, your rationale is airtight, because say you run a small niche candle company that's like super premium. You don't think Amazon is right for you, but you might decide that in order to use Amazon's audience data or what have you, it makes sense to start buying some advertisements from them, despite the fact that you don't want to sell it directly on their site. I don't know.
Yeah, plus like the change in the fact that your ads can now drive directly to your website. They're competing with a Facebook and a Instagram and a TikTok.
Sure.
Um,
It's an ad
and they
platform.
have the reach and the data to do it. It's an ad platform.
It's another big swing from those guys, and I put me on record. I think this is going to work for them. What do you
It
think?
makes me so sad to say it, but I think so too.
Do you?
I was gonna ask you, like, between this and a Shopify, who wins in the fight?
Okay, here's my take. Not rehearsed. I think any brand that really cares about aesthetically how they show up and like the look and feel and the shopping experience will probably still go with a Shopify, because you can control your storefront. You have a lot of control over it. That's always been one of the downsides of Amazon's ecosystem. They've made progress with A+ content and better brand stores and all the added capabilities they've launched. So I think any brand that really cares about their aesthetics and how they show up and the customer experience probably goes with the Shopify. But I do think you'll have some subset of brands that looks at this and they're like, okay, we love the reach and we're down for this. And I also think brands that don't sell on Amazon currently for whatever reason, there's got to be a reason that they do it. Maybe it's brand perception or things like that, but it might just be logistics, or it's a heavy, bulky item that doesn't sell all that fast, so they don't want to have to pay FBA fees every month or what have you.
I think it's a big cost hindrance for a lot of people.
Yeah, the fee structure. So there may be vendors out there that are willing to sacrifice growth to maintain profitability, and that's why they don't sell on the marketplace. Maybe this changes the equation for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
interesting. You saved
It's
the best for
interesting.
last.
I know. I just think it's cool. Amazon's doing some cool stuff, Like they're leveraging AI, doing what they do best, which is throwing a whole bunch of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And for lack of better words, and they're really out there to make the shopper experience easier. And I think that they always try it first, which means I think that they'll have some pretty big success at some point.
And if not, they'll at least learn. And it'll
Yeah,
influence something in the future.
totally. Yeah.
That was a good one. All right, we were all over the road today, but I enjoyed it. Running shoes, artificial intelligence shaping the future of search, just Amazon owning everything. Man, okay, this was a good one. Everybody, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. This is Packaged Opinion episode 4. We're still very much in building in public stage. So like Ashley and I are learning a ton with each one of these episodes. For those of you who are listening, we really are open to feedback. We'd love to hear what you want to hear more of and less of, as well as anything you notice. We're going to continue to keep chipping away at this. And the reason we're doing it, like I mentioned at the beginning, is to become better strategists, better marketers, better business people, and ultimately better at putting stances out there and trying to predict the future and seeing if we're right or wrong. So it's a cool learning opportunity for us. Ashley, anything you'd add?
Open to feedback always. Want to
Very
hear
good.
it?
Okay. And I think let's pick this one up and do another one next week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, very
More
good.
AI.
Yeah, I think it's certainly never boring.
No, I think it's interesting.
Cool. Okay. All right. To everyone to listen, thank you so much. We'll be back next week with episode 5. Very much appreciate everyone and let us know what you think. This was Packaged Opinions. See ya.
Hey.